Good morning, class. I am Gladys Jane and I am your teacher for today. Before we formally start our class, let me ask someone to lead the prayer. Amen. Okay. Good morning once again. Okay, you may now take your seats. Okay, but I will check your attendance. Okay, perfect attendance. Before anything else, we will read our classroom objectives. At the end of the lesson, you students can identify literal and figurative language and its meaning through answering a worksheet. Okay, everybody, can you read the objective number 2? Okay, read and list down the phrases that gives emphasis from a poem. And the last one, we have write a short poem using phrases that have emphasis. And now, are you ready for our first game? I can't hear you. Are you ready? Okay, that's wonderful. Our first game is entitled Passing Through a Music. You have to group yourselves into 5. Okay, this is the group 1, the group 2, group 3, group 4, and group 5. What we're going to do is to form a circle, and then I will play a music, and then you will pass the ball, and then stop when the music stops. The one who is holding the paper ball, will going to pick a paper and identify the statement whether it is literal or figurative language. Okay, let's start. Okay, did you enjoy the activity? Okay, that's wonderful. And how did you find the activity? Is it interesting or not? Okay, is it easy for you to identify the statements which are figurative or literal? Okay, let's find out later what are the definitions of that thing. Okay, what do you think is our topic for today? Anyone? Okay, Mary, what do you think is our topic for today? Okay, you have the idea. It is about the language, the figure of speech. Yes, that's right. Okay, since you have enjoyed the activity, let's proceed to the another activity. Still in your group, you have to listen to me while I'm discussing, because after that we will be having a worksheets. And okay, the thing I am going to present to you is all about the figurative language and literal language. Those questions, those statements that we have in our first activity are few examples of literal language and figurative language. What do you mean about literal language? Okay, John, again. Okay, you have an idea. Literal language has its literal meaning. Meaning to say, what you mean is what you mean is what you say is what you really mean. And for figurative language, we have different kind of figurative language such as simile, metaphor, hyperbole, litos, and so on and so forth. And what do you think is figurative language? Okay, there's not. Okay, I will give you some insights. Figurative language is all about those figures of speeches that is symbolic, which has a deeper meaning. That is figurative language. And then, do you have any questions so far? Okay, since you have no questions, let's have an activity. You have to work in group and answer the worksheet. Is it understood? Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, are you in your group now? Okay, I will give you a worksheet. Okay, for the group 1, okay, for the group 2, for the group 3, group 4, and group 5. You have 10 minutes to answer your worksheets. Start answering now. Okay, then answering. So let us hear the output of group 1. Okay, very good, group 1. You got the right answers to all the questions. Okay, for the group 2, let's give a hand to the group 2, and also the group 3, 4, and 5. You have a very good output, class. And then now let us find the answers to our worksheets. For number 1, we have the phrase, I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. What do you think is the answer? Is it literal or figurative? Okay, that's correct. Figurative. The answer is figurative language because this phrase has an intense feeling or deep meaning that you should extract. Here, figurative language and have the meaning. The writer is so hungry that they could eat a large amount of food. And for the second one, the phrase is, she is as fast as cheetah. And the answer is figurative. That's right. Okay, the answer is figurative. And the meaning for that is, the girl is very, very fast. So fast that the speed she runs is similar to a cheetah. For the third one, we have, the dog is a clown. It makes us laugh all the time. And the answer is figurative language. Okay. Because it means that the dog does things the writer thinks are funny. This goofiness is similar to the antics of a clown. And for the fourth one, we have the phrase, he was late for dinner. What do you think is the answer? Okay, literal language. Because what it say is what it meant. Why literal? Because what it means, what it says, because he is really late for the dinner. There's no other meaning. He is really, really late for that moment. Okay, let's proceed. For number 5. Okay, everyone, please read. Okay, thank you so much. And what do you think is the answer? Okay, so the answer is literal because the meaning is already there. He stayed at night late last night, and that's why he is very tired. That's good, students. And for the next phrase, time is money. The answer is, okay, figurative language because it has a deep meaning or it has a deep meaning that we should understand or translate into our own or to translate. The meaning for this is, what is your answer again? In your worksheet? Okay, time is going for you. It's like money. Well, for in here, we have the meaning. Time is valuable and similar to the money because it is hard to get and so should not be wasted. Do you agree with it? Okay, me too. That's right. You agree that time is money because we cannot bring back the time. For the second one, we have, okay, everybody please read. Okay, and the answer is figurative language because they are very, very busy, and that the activity of the similar to the activities of the bees. And for the second to the last, the field is calm and quiet. The answer for this is literal because the field has the quality of calmness and quietness. There's no other meaning for that. That is literal. And for the last, we have the phrase, the darkness embraced them with surrounded them with cold embrace. What do you think? Is this literal or figurative language? Okay, you have the point, but the answer is figurative language because it has deeper meaning and that we should understand. And yeah, the meaning for this is, it was dark and cold where they were. This felt similar to being held in someone's cold arm. Okay, did you enjoy the activity so far? Again, did you enjoy the activity? Okay, that's nice to hear. Okay, I want you to choose one representative from your group to share your understanding about the importance of figurative language and literal language. Okay, thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for participating. Okay, you have said that the importance of literal and figurative language makes the sentence colorful, meaningful, and artistic. It makes yourself critical, be a critical thinker, as well as to really give something what you have inside. And in identifying the figurative and literal language, you have to really look into the sentence and the structures of the phrases, because it is really important for you to engage yourself in thinking about how the literal and figurative language differed from each other. Okay, class, let's you may now take your proper seats and prepared for our discussion. And we have here the literal and figurative language. Okay? Mary, what do you think is literal or figurative language? Okay, you have an idea. Thank you so much. For this literal and figurative language, literal language is used to mean exactly what is meant. Again, what is literal language? Yes, exactly. It is the sentence used. It is a sentence that has meaning, exact meaning. Okay, for example, okay, everybody please read. Okay, thank you so much. It was raining a lot, so I rode a bus. So it means that he rode a bus because it is really raining. The rain is pouring hard. That's why this is already the meaning, the exact meaning. Okay, did you get what this literal language is? Okay, that's it. And next one, we have figurative language. Figurative language is used to mean something other than what is written. Something symbolic, yes, it is symbolic, suggested or implied. And additionally, figurative language class has many types. For example, simile, metaphor, hyperbole, and oxymoron, and others. And this figurative language is used in writing a poem, short stories, and narratives. We have here an example. It was raining cats and dogs, so I rode a bus. Did you notice that this sentence means something? Because, in literal sense, because it is very impossible to rain with cats and dogs, right? So this sentence means that the rain is very hard, pouring hard. That's why the writer have to ride a bus. See that there is it means something other than what is written, right? What is figurative language again? Okay, you're right. It is used to mean something other than what is written, other than the surface of this sentence. It has a deeper meaning, right? Okay, that's good. Are you ready? Are you still good? Are we still in class? Okay, I hope so. Okay, I highlighted one example of figurative language that gives emphasis. It is hyperbole. Okay, everyone, please kindly read. Okay, hyperbole is a figure of speech or figurative language in which an exaggerated statement is made. People generally hyperboles when they want to stress a particular point or to convey an intense feelings. Again, what is this intense feeling? That kind of extreme feelings we have, like I want to drink gallons of water because I'm thirsty. That's very intense, right? Because you're very thirsty, like you can drink a bunch of liters of water to satisfy or to fulfill your thirstiness. That's intense, right? Especially when you have emotion, great emotion. You can use hyperbole to express in written words, like you wanted to mean something out from this statement using hyperbole. That to give emphasis, that intense feeling you have inside or you have in mind. Am I understood? Okay, that's nice to hear. So let's proceed to another slide. Okay, we have an example of hyperbole statements. I will read number 1. I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. That's an intense feelings, right? Because in literal sense, you cannot eat a whole horse because it's alive, right? Okay, for number 2, kindly read John. Okay? So you're so tired, you could die. So no one will die just because of being tired, right? So it means it is being exaggerated, right? So for number 3, we have I'm dying of boredom. Okay, that's the word here. This phrase gives an emphasis, right? And that is an example of hyperbole statements. For the last one, we have she's so loud, she is waking up the whole world. Okay, can you imagine the exaggerated word here? Okay, that because of loudness she can wake the whole world. Do you believe in that? Okay. It's very impossible to believe. And that is these are the examples of hyperbole statements. Okay, I wanted to ask you, what do you think the purpose of having these hyperbole statements? Okay, Nick, you raise your hand. Okay? Okay, let's give a hand to Nick because he shared an idea. Okay, thank you. The use of these statements. Okay, so you have the point that hyperbole statements gives color, gives emphasis, and help you develop further critical thinking ability because you need to dig deeper and you need to really understand that intensity written. Okay? Is that understood? Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, do you have any questions regarding the things we have discussed? Okay, if there's none, still in your group, I want you to write a poem. Do you know what poem is? Okay, that's right. I want you to write a poem that has an emphasis or has an hyperbole statements like this, but you have to make your own. Just make this as an example. Okay, are you ready? But before we go further, I have here the criteria for your poem. You have here, I will show you. Okay, here. Okay, for cohesiveness, we have 5 points. For average, 3 points. For 4 as 1, we have also the use of hyperbole or littles in your poem. Word usage, creativity. Okay, are you ready to make a poem? Okay, you have 5 minutes to do that. Okay, are you done? Okay, since you're done, kindly present or share your poem to us. Okay, thank you everyone for a very good output. You have really listened to my discussions. And now, for your assessment, what you're going to do with this assessment is you have to read each item very carefully and you are going to write L if the statement is literal and H if the statement is a hyperbole statement or those exaggerated statements. Okay, you have to write your answer in the space provided. Okay, are you ready? Okay, you have 5 minutes to do that. Your papers. Okay, have your papers now. So let us check. For number 1, we have for L, for literal. For number 2, H, H3, 4 and 5, L, 6, H, 7, L, 8 to 9 is 8, 9 to 10. We have the answer of hyperbole statements. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? Did you? Okay, but some of you got a average score, but some of you got. There is only one who got a highest score, but still that's okay. And then, okay, you have. Do you have any questions so far? Okay, if there's none, I will give you your assignment. Okay, for your assignment, it is word hunt. You have to look for short poems and list down at least 5 phrases that give emphasis or hyperbole, and 5 phrases with literal meaning. You have to write your output in one whole sheet of paper and to be submitted tomorrow. Goodbye class, and thank you so much for attending your class today.